Hi, I'm Jake Durberg.
I'm Ian Sneddon.
I'm Amanda Seal.
And I'm Tyler Rizzuto. For our study, we talked to 9 different people, including Trevor, Brody, Kyle, Evan, Nathan, Colin, James, Caitlin, and Sophie about their morning routines. We asked them to describe their morning routine as well as the best and worst parts of their mornings. Most interviews were conducted in the privacy of people's homes where they felt they were most comfortable. We found that most people experienced frustration with their morning and were seeking a better solution. We sense this through not only verbal communication, but also body language. We had some diversity in our responses for the reporting morning routines, but we found that most people had similar highs and lows in their morning routine.
We found lots of surprising things throughout our study, but we found one main overwhelming thing that everyone really seemed to enjoy about their morning routines. This was breakfast.
What's like the best part of your morning routine?
I would probably say getting food.
Breakfast was an incentive and a fun thing to do to get people's days started. According to ESA's Academy online article, breakfast was the most important meal of the day, and it influences how we perform mentally. This really seemed to show when we conducted our research on people's best parts of their morning routines.
The majority of the 9 people we interviewed all agreed that waking up was the worst part of their morning. More specifically, the top 3 were number 1, cold, number 2, lack of food, number 3, hitting snooze too often. For being too cold in the morning, many complained about their ACs making the room too cold, which made them want to stay in bed versus getting their day started. For number 2, lack of food. Living in Boulder, food is very expensive and a hassle with their busy days, and oftentimes breakfast is neglected. Number 3, hitting snooze too often. There is no easy way to just get out of bed, and they claimed that it was too convenient, even with the class to get to hit snooze and go back to bed. These vary throughout the week. On colder days, the first problem is more relevant. If they have food in the house, then they will eat breakfast. Hitting snooze was the most consistent problem throughout the week.
I hit snooze about 6 times, then I wake up realizing how late it is.
All in all, there are many problems when waking up in the morning, and being cold, not eating, and not waking up on the first alarm affects their mornings negatively.
Through doing this study and conducting in-person interviews about how people wake up in the morning, we understood why primary research was the best way to gain insight. Primary research, a lot of the advantages were it was good to get people's reactions, get them sitting down, like Tyler had said earlier, seeing their body language, their facial reactions to questions, as well as probing questions to dig a little deeper to see what these things were that were bothering them in the morning, why they were bothering them in the morning, and so forth. Some of the disadvantages that we necessarily did not find in our study but could be an issue would be having to deal with large groups of interviewees and the amount of time and money this would cost. But through our research, we found that it was the best way to gain insight.